Hello folks, this is a quick tutorial to make sharing a little bit easier when you're using Google Drive, and in this example we're going to be using Google Docs in particular. So the scenario for this would be if you want to force people to make a copy of a document you've made and you want to make it a little bit easier, especially if you don't have their email address to work on. So let's take a look at an example here. So this is a Google document I've used in the past for training purposes. It's just a little checklist as I show people the features in Google Docs. Now, to make our lives easier for sharing, we could just go up to the top and click this share button, but that really only works if we have somebody's email address. So for this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top with my URL bar, my website address, and I'm going to see the word edit. What I'd like to do is I'm going to erase the word edit or replace it with the word copy. Now on its own, that's going to make people make a copy when they get this link, and I'll show you what I mean in a moment. But it's a very important step. Before I send this out, I do have to go into my share settings, and I need to make sure that my shareable link is turned on. So I can turn this off and on. It's usually turned on or turned off by default, sorry. So you might have it looking like this when you open this up. So I'm going to click Get Shareable Link, make sure this is green, and I want to make sure that this says that anyone with the link can view. I don't want the people getting this to be able to edit this version. So we're going to leave it with can view, and I'm going to press done. So now, if I send this link in an email and somebody receives it, they could click on it and it will open up like this. It's going to ask them to make a copy themselves. Now if they click on this, it's going to add this to their own Google Drive, and now they have a version that they don't have to worry about making any changes to. Any changes they make will only be on their version. But as you can see, that link is a little messy. It's not the easiest thing to share. So in the case of doing a workshop, you might want to have this posted on a wall or be able to write it on a board. So that's where the website Bitly comes in handy. So if you go to bitly.com, you're going to see a page that looks like this. Now Bitly is what they call a link shortener, so it allows you to take these very long website addresses and shorten them, and in this case actually customize it as well. So Bitly is free to use and you don't need an account, but as you can see I do have my account logged in, and the reason I use that is it actually lets you create your own website address as opposed to using one they create for you, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to press create on the top right, and it's going to ask me to paste that long URL, that big website address I had. So I'm going to paste it into here, and Bitly's automatically going to convert it to something else. Now in my case, I've actually used this one before, so it's giving me bit.ly or bit.ly/govingtraining. I could change this now to something else if I would like. In this case, this is going to work for me. Usually it's going to spit out a bunch of random letters and numbers, but I find it's a little less convenient for people to have to type in. And keep in mind this is it is case sensitive, so you have to make sure your capital letters are correct. So if I click save, now this Bitly link has been edited. So again, I'm going to switch over to somebody else's view. Let's say this is somebody at one of my conferences. If they type in now bit.ly/goving with a capital G training with a capital T and hit enter, it's going to bring them to that same make a copy page. So again, if they click make a copy, they're going to have their own version of this file in their Google Drive ready to go. So I find this is really handy, especially if I don't want to be collecting people's email addresses and if I don't want people to have to type in some of these painfully long website addresses. So that was just a quick tip, makes life a little bit easier. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Take care.